In the basement of College Hall on the campus of Duquesne University, once a week, 3 sports information and media students get together to talk football and record a podcast known as the North Shore Station.
So I wanted to start this podcast because I've been a big consumer of podcasts in the last 4 years. I'd say podcasts have really taken off since, from what I can remember, 2016. I wanted to pick the greatest league in the world, which is the NFL. So we talk every week about the NFL. I get to put out my opinions. Previously, I would just put out my Steelers opinion on Twitter, which was, limited to 240 characters. On podcast, I could have an hour to talk about whatever I want, to really delve deep into some topics that I didn't have the opportunity to do before.
As a kid, I had the dream. I think every teenage boy has at some point. They want to be in the NFL, in the NBA, in the MLB. They want to be a professional athlete because that's who they look up to. I knew sports were my passion, and I wanted to stick with that. And then I found the sports media program here at Duquesne. I got the tour, got the rundown of what the program was all about, and I fell in love with it immediately. Everything that it was about, all the opportunities that I had here to work in this beautiful studio, to work with Division I sports program. It was just everything that I was looking for a potential career. It looked like a very enjoyable career. My parents always told me, find a career that you enjoy going to every day. And that's what kept me driving to, be in sports, for as long as I can.
So once I knew that I wanted to start a podcast based around the NFL, and more importantly the Steelers, because that's who I've been a huge fan of since I was a child. At first I thought maybe I want to do this with some more Steelers fans, make this a Steelers-centric podcast, but I met Lucas D'Orazio and Camden Euler, and they're great fits. We had great on-camera chemistry, and I think it turned out to be really good that we all had different fandoms. Lucas of the Browns, Camden of the Washington Commanders. I think it makes things really interesting. It causes more debates. We get some different opinions in the room. I think it makes some great content every week.
And one of the things I enjoy about it most is that we continue to grow, and we're going to continue to do that. We're starting Twitter Spaces. We're getting conversations with our fans during the podcast. We just ran our first one of that, and it was a blast. It went amazing. The podcast only gets better from here. The production level keeps growing. Our chemistry continues to grow week in and week out. We're working on getting guests, and we're working on getting some good debates, some fun topics here in the off season, some trivia stuff, some of us just going back and forth on different random topics, not even football, just kind of, jabbing back and forth at each other on a bunch of different topics. It's definitely something to tune into. North Shore Station, North Shore Pod on Twitter, North Shore Station on YouTube. If you're interested in checking it out, you definitely want to do that. It's a blast to do, and it's even more fun to watch, in my opinion, watching it back over. Even though I'm in it, it's fun to watch back over. It's a blast. So definitely check it out for sure.
You can find the North Shore Station podcast on YouTube, Spotify, or anywhere you get your podcasts.